Hello geeks and gamers, it's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we are going to talk about how this awesome character, Ahsoka Tano, and her return helped destroy the stupid narrative from Kathleen Kennedy, from J.J. Abrams, from Rian Johnson, from Lucasfilm. Now, I'm going to get into some details about Rebels from the last week, so if you are not up to date on Rebels and you do not want to be spoiled, do not watch this video any longer. 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we go. So, Ahsoka obviously returned last week, and I don't want to hear about a couple of people here, a couple of people there. I'm just talking about generally speaking. Generally speaking, the entire internet went insane when Ahsoka returned. Why? Because she's a great character and she's had a great arc and she's had so many powerful moments within the Star Wars universe. Literally nobody was sitting there going, "Oh, I don't want another female in my Star Wars." Everybody was happy. Everybody, men, women, old people, young people, black people, white people, red people, Asian people, it didn't really matter. Everybody was ecstatic when Ahsoka came back. The online reception was through the roof. And this just destroys this stupid narrative that Hollywood, that Disney, that Lucasfilm, and especially Kathleen Kennedy has, that boys can't relate to girls and we can relate to good characters. We don't see gender. We don't see race. We don't see those things. What we see is bad forced diversity when it's in our movies or in our TV shows or whatever. We don't care. I don't sit there and say Ahsoka's my favorite female character. No, Ahsoka's my favorite Star Wars character. I don't have to qualify her gender or whatever. She's my favorite character because I think she's incredible. Her sex, her race, her whatever plays no part into it. It's the writing, it's the arc, it's the emotional value that her character brings me. And Kathleen Kennedy is on record saying that stupid crap that girls can't relate to boy or Luke Skywalker and all this garbage. I have a 12-year-old daughter. My 12-year-old daughter, I let her listen to that interview from Kathleen Kennedy and she rolled her eyes. My daughter loves Luke Skywalker. She loves Han Solo. She loves Princess Leia. She loves Rey. She loves all these characters. She doesn't sit there and think about these things in the terms of race and gender and all that crap and sex. All she thinks about is the character cool? And that's what she cares about. And so it's really frustrating when you hear people like J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy push these false narratives, and it just shows that they don't really understand anything. All they see is their social agenda. But the reality of it is, hey JJ, since you're so concerned with bringing a highlight to the fact that there's so many sexist men out there and that's why they hated The Last Jedi, why don't you want to sit there and talk about how amazing it was that a female character returned and like 99% of the internet was freaking out for joy? Why doesn't Lucasfilm want to acknowledge that? Why do they only want to try to find these few people on the internet that are sexist? There's clearly sexist people in the world. There's clearly racist people in the world. They're always going to exist. You're never going to get rid of these things. So you might as well just ignore these people. So if you want to highlight just a few people on the internet and make them out to be a much larger group than they are, if you're truly, truly worried about females being taken seriously in media, why don't you want to go out of your way to acknowledge that almost every single Star Wars fan was happy to see Ahsoka return? Does that just not fit the narrative that they're trying to push? I don't understand why you wouldn't want to sit there and go out of your way to acknowledge how great that is. I mean, you're the ones wanting to talk about female empowerment and all that garbage. So here you have a moment. Why don't you want to highlight it? Oh, because you can't play the victim anymore, right? Because maybe it's not females we have a problem with. Maybe it's that we just have a problem with bad characters. bad forced characters. So Ahsoka's return was amazing, and it just shows the hypocrisy from people like Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson. So I'm so happy Ahsoka's back. I'm so happy Ashley Eckstein has reprised her role. I hope to see more from her in the future because she is an amazing character. And I will do this one more time. If you have not seen the Clone Wars, if you have not seen Rebels, I hate that I haven't gotten into too many spoilers, really. I mean, you know a few things here and there, but if you haven't, please watch this series. Please just do it. It's incredible. Don't get caught up on that Clone Wars movie and think that that's how the Clone Wars series went. The Clone Wars series is fantastic, especially once you get into seasons 3 and 4 and 5. Just some of the best stuff you'll ever see. Rebels, again, it's not quite as consistent as Clone Wars, but the highs are all-time high, and it's still definitely worth watching. So I'm so happy Ahsoka's back. I'm so happy that, well, I mean, it's not like these crazy people like Kathleen Kennedy and JJ are going to actually acknowledge that they're how wrong they are. But I just think it's great that it shows how out of touch with reality they really are, because nobody, generally speaking, was unhappy that Ahsoka was back. I mean, I've seen a few people comment to say I don't like Ahsoka or whatever. I have not seen any comments where people are just like, oh, I can't have another woman back or whatever. Like, nobody has said that, because it's so, like, there's such a small, insignificant minority of people that they don't matter. Everybody was happy with Ahsoka was back, including yours truly. Have a great day, geeks and gamers. Talk to you later.